Today is a good day to reflect on something that I speak about often here at meditation, which I call self-image. Self-image. And not only self-image in terms of how high or low you see yourself, your self-esteem. Not only that, but also the basic assumption that we often hold that says what we are is essentially an image. When your eyes are open, you see your body. You see most of it. You don't see your eyes or your forehead, but you see most of your body, right? The front of it. This goes into our self-image. We take this body to be ourself because we can feel on the inside movement when we see our body moving on the outside. And so we claim this body to be ourself, which is fine, it's normal, it's fine. But is it true? This is what we're going to look at. Also, the way that we think, the way that we speak about ourselves, about the world, this also goes into our self-image, our basic assumption of what we think we are, what we believe we are. If you say or start to think a different way, they will say, "Hey, that doesn't sound like you. That sounds like Tiffany. That doesn't sound like you. That sounds like Johnny." Or your dad would say that. You don't say that. Or something. Something that indicates your identity with a static or unmoving, unchanging way of thinking. And their familiarity with the way that you think most of the time, the way that you talk. And so this plays a large role also with the body in our self-image. And lastly, our trauma. When things hurt a lot and leave a scar on the soul, so to speak, for lack of a better way of putting it, we also put this in the same bucket of self-image as the body and the way of thinking. All of these things coming together, they are definitely aspects of the self, but they are limited. For an image is not alive. No matter how many times you put the same DVD into the DVD player and hit play, it will play the same story. It will not evolve. It is not alive. There's movement. There's different colors and different scenes. There's different emotions. But the movie plays the same story over and over and over again. It does not show the essential quality of life, which is adaptability. Same with a good book. Every time you read that book, it will be the same story. And so people expect you to always be the same, to always talk the same, always walk the same, always feel the same. If you're not feeling the same as you were feeling yesterday, even if you don't feel bad, they'll say, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And this happening over and over and over again, starting from childhood, even your parents will say, "That's not you, that's Johnny. Only Sally does that. You don't do that." And you get in trouble. "This is not like you. I didn't raise you like this." Right? All of these images that we get assigned, these static images, make us identify with our own version of a self-image. Until we learn to meditate on the heart. And of course, what I mean is the heart of being. So my question today for you, Queenie and Tensi, and myself, of course, is this. Yeah, even if just for today, how will you release the self-image?
Can I think out loud with you?
Yes.
Okay. So, like, what's the first thing that comes to my mind is like, okay, so the self-image, right? But then kind of in a sense, the way it's being described, the self-image represents kind of like a sameness. Like you're always going to be this character. You're always going to be this label. Even though in a way it can change, but it's like this kind of like sameness. But then also the self is something that's not, remains constant or doesn't necessarily change, that awareness. So it's like, I feel so attached to the image, but at the same time, there's like this feeling that's like, I'm recognizing all the labels and I'm seeing it. So to be able to release it, it's like, okay, so I can do that, but it's like when it's happening, it's like I can't really express it in a way. It just kind of happens. It's just like a spaciousness. It's just like a kind of calm, and it's just like, yeah.
And is this spaciousness and calm, is this not enough?
You know what's so funny? It depends. Sometimes it's not. Because
No, sometimes it may seem to the mind.
Right, exactly. Sometimes it seems to my mind like this is it, and then it's like, then it's not. Once I say that, then it's not.
Right. But of course it is enough.
Yeah.
No one is expected by God to do anything, because God got you. You're taken care of. When you were brought into this world, you were brought in as you are now. Someone else fed you. Someone else clothed you. Someone else built your house. Someone else gave you money or things that money can buy. You did not have to do that, and you've been taken care of up to this point. It feels different. Feels like that's not true. But even your inspiration to go for the career you've gone for, your motivation to succeed and to help the children that you help every day, and as well as the adults. All of these things arrived in you from something that was not you, that was not your person, was not your mind.
Yes.
The inspiration to succeed came to you. You did not paint it in your mind and then say, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. No, it came spontaneously. You have been taken care of the whole time. Even the disharmony and the destruction that you've experienced and maybe caused in your own life has been of divine nature. Because there is no true disharmony. Even disharmony is within a greater harmony. This is what Mooji points us to. Even when the salmon swims against the stream, he is still a part of the river. A part of the whole. And so, another thing is, you already are not an image. You're already not an image. It was never true. It's just believed in, and believed in so strongly because it's so well supported by, again, starting from childhood all the way through, everybody goes by their self-image. And so it's so well supported that it's believed so deeply that it's almost like using your thumb to cover up the sun. The sun is too big to ever really be covered by your thumb, but you hold it so close to your eye, pun intended, that it sort of covers up the true self.
I'm gonna give a little to the prompt. So how will I release self-image and the self? For me, I will choose to remember that the awareness is basically enough. So becoming aware that it is a self-image, that the reactions playing through my body, that things I speak, things I think, things I feel, that they are a projection of sorts, that they are the image, the moving, interactive movie image. And also resting in what comes up whenever we meditate in this space, that what I call divine relaxation, that spaciousness that Queenie mentioned, the utter effortlessness of the moment. So when anything arises, becoming aware of the difference, and that I can't be within that bubble, that image. I'm observing it, I'm seeing it. It's within me instead.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And to continue to question, who is me? Also, to question who is me, because we have there's a lot of almost hidden ways that the self-image will continue to claim the I. There's a lot of, so just continuing to question whenever we feel a confidence of some sort or a certainty of some sort when we say I, just to send a little probe into the depths of your being. Who am I talking about? Leaving no room for arrogance or unconfirmed certainty. To really be free is to be free of self-image. When you're free of self-image, you cannot be embarrassed, because who would be embarrassed? You cannot be emotionally disturbed, because whose emotions are being touched? You cannot be suffering, because who is the sufferer? You cannot worry, because who is doing the worrying? And you are still 100% complete as you were before you learned how to worry and do and think. Wonderful. Queenie says layers are being peeled away, some willfully. Wonderful. Wonderful. By God's will. By whose will? I gave the answer before the question.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, still worth asking. Still worth asking.
God's will, the divine will.
Ashe.